Welcome back again, everybody, and we're in a brand new car from the update, the Xiaomi SU7 Ultra, and we are at Monza. And this is the EV car. As you see, we've put our own wheels and front splitter, side skirts. We've made it to our specs, and this is at Monza on sports soft tires. And as you can see there, the time to be achieved, a 1:48.8. And the top time at the time of recording, a 1:45.6. And our time, which is a 1:47.053. And we'll get into the data logger, guys. So as we come up to the line, what we've chose to do this time is we've chose someone who we know uses a steering wheel other than a controller. So I just wanted to see and check, because other times I've put up someone that I know uses controller, who is Calstar. This time, this person is Tijni. So we've used Tijni's Ghost, just to see the comparison in from controller to steering wheel, if there's very much difference. And to be quite honest, there isn't much difference at all. As we come down this part here, maybe a little bit earlier on the braking there, but we actually get a better exit there than Tijni because we start to gain time. And as you see there, mainly the same through there as well. So we haven't lost much time, on half a second there. It's here he starts to pull away a little bit. Not much again. We gained a little bit there, and then it starts to rise again. So we're still under a second here. And into this part here, which I would say is the most difficult in this car. And he gets a nice exit on that part and just makes that gap, as you can see in the top right hand corner, start to go over a second. I think we end it on 1.2 maybe seconds, 1.3, so just over a second difference. As you can see, they're up to 1.3 and through the line. So not too bad, given that we're on controller against steering wheel. So we get, before we get into this, this is what the time was on the friends board. And as you can see there, quite a way off, 147th. I think that's moved back by now. I think that's gone a little bit backwards, but not a bad time at all. Let's see what our friends do and see if they can beat my time. But I'm also not sure if everybody knows about the overtake button, which you generally see on Formula 1 cars. So it's weird to see on this car. Before we get into this, guys, if you could hit that subscribe button, that'd be very much appreciated. Also, leave a like on this video. And as you can see down here in the bottom right, that overtake button, make sure you're using it on the straighter parts of the track as much as you can. Your first marker here, the start of that tarmac, the split in the grass, hard onto the brakes. We're about 300 meters back there because of the tires and the power of this car, cutting as much as we can there. Could have got a better exit out of there, but back on the overtake, as you can see in the bottom right again, through the straighter parts of the track. Make sure you're using that, you'll get a lot more speed. And into our next marker here, which is just before the 200. As you can see, I'm just starting to apply the brakes there, so just before the 200, hard onto the brakes, and again cutting as much of that as possible, guys. Try your hardest to with that. And then there we go, that shadow just after the 100, if you can brake on that, leave it wide, and then tap in the brakes as we go in, back on the overtake button. Your next marker here, which is this line just after the 100, hard onto the brakes and back on the accelerator, again onto the overtake as well. So make sure you're using that overtake, guys, and cutting as much as you can without getting your lap voided. And your next marker here is this shadow. If you can, look, the 200's right back there, so you have to brake way before the 200, because we broke a little bit after that shadow, and look, we kind of want to cut that more and be able to cut this more. but we're back on the overtake as soon as we can. As you can see, we nearly void the lap there, and we all know how infamous Monza is as well. And your last marker here on the right, just after the 200, so let the front of your car go through, hard onto the brakes. And again, guys, there's no gearing for this. We just got to hit them brake markers and accelerate. As you can see, we lose the back end a little bit there, but back on the overtake. Guys, if you want to skip through to how you drive and your camera view, feel free to do so. But there you go. There's our lap guide. Hopefully this helps you out, and we'll catch you in the next one.